secondary PC, so I can move all of streaming shit to that computer.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to start my full-time role here, so I'll have a little extra money here in a couple of months to do some cool stuff. Because I'm a big boy now.
Oh, hey. We have audio.
Do we have audio?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what you guys should all do? You all should go to your Twitch TVs and host Sharks and Things.
Boom. I suppose I could do that.
Hey, we have audio. I can hear us. It's weird. I don't know if I like it.
Deal with it?
I don't wanna. Because I'm a big boy.
Wow.
That's a terrible lie.
Do we have a what's the stream key?
You don't need a stream key.
Oh, really?
You just do /host Sharks and Things.
Yeah, so you go into your chat and type /host Sharks and Things.
Yeah, that's actually working. Okay. Yeah, we're good to go.
I mean /
All right, currently hosting Sharks and Things.
I don't have the permission to do that.
And I think everything's working, so we're just gonna pretend that it is.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I definitely forgot how to host again because I'm retarded.
Go into your chat and you type host Sharks and Things.
/host.
/host Sharks and Things. It's a glorious day in the neighborhood as we're the utmost professional here.
Won't you be my neighbor? Do that.
Okay. I can close that window now. Hi, everybody.
Oh, hey.
So
I think we're good. We're set up.
By the way,
are we for reals?
For those of you who don't know,
for really real,
they're going to continue streaming Bob Ross on Monday nights.
Mm-hmm. Tune in.
I'm excited.
That's awesome.
Like,
tune in or get out.
If you want some great, glorious, yeah. That's all I really have to say. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Sharks and Things podcast. I'm your host, Cody.
I'm Matt.
I'm Mitch.
And I'm Zach.
Hi, everybody.
That's very elegant, very NPR-ish.
Welcome to another episode of your favorite talk show on NPR.
Welcome
brought to you by
Sharks
viewers like you. Man.
This is all made possible by your donations to Sharks and Things.
Directly if we have a goddamn member drive, I'm just quitting.
Patreon.com/Sharks and Things. Go. Dudes it.
There we go.
Donate it up.
Don't do it.
Cody very subtly begging for money.
Yeah. Hey, if we raise some money, I will turn my living room into a studio. That is the goal right now. And then
I could turn this entire office into a studio too.
You could.
Except that would I have the room to do it. Like I would have to change the direction of my desks. I would also take away my wife's workspace. So everything that she would like to get done will never get done, and then this will just be my room.
Which is why I have already thought about how to do this in my living room to make my living room still usable, but also awesome.
Portable dividers.
Meh. Overrated.
So we're all live. We made it through Extra Life last week.
We made it through the wilderness.
Man,
it was fun.
That podcast last week.
A little rough.
You haven't gone and watched
amazing.
If you haven't watched last week's podcast yet, the audio is great, but you should watch the video and watch the craziness that it starts dark outside at the beginning of that podcast, and that podcast ends with it being light outside.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It was
perfect. It also looks like I was just kind of like slowly but surely like getting some kind of like crack seizure. So I'm just like,
I just started slowly sinking.
Like
itchy.
Like your body just like everything itches. You've been up for 24 hours. You have not stepped in the shower. You are filthy. You have bugs. You are freaking out, man. Like that's what it was turning into, because I think like every 5 seconds it was just like.
That might have been the amount of nicotine that you had in those 24 hours too.
Yeah, dude.
There's that as well.
Yeah, minor details.
And this week's also been a crazy week. I mean, we got games are coming out. Shit's going down.
My life has been destroyed.
I've been watching a lot of YouTube. Oh, pardon me. That coffee is doing strange things. I don't even know where I was going.
Strange things, huh?
To do.
Just keep the chair clean. You'll be fine.
Wait, how the fuck do I get? Oh, I guess since it's my personal thing, I can't actually share or link something from Google Music, can I?
Nope.
That's fucking unfortunate.
Yep.
We've been waiting for the podcast to come up. We've been sharing excellent music with each other this morning. I highly recommend everyone go listen to a band called Entertainment System.
It's fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
Cody, for those who actually don't know what it is, what is it?
Entertainment System is Nintendo era music, but like guitars and almost mini bosses, but not quite surfer rock. Like more like hard rock.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Go listen to it. It's great.
I shared a bunch
Everyone
of
missed out on Cody Coyne.
Yeah, there was some like, yeah!
It was getting a little too wild on one side.
It was great. And then I shared the music with him and like, okay, yeah, that's totally worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I shared my music and I got a single okay from Cody. He's like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but I dig techno, so that's kind of my thing.
Well, I shared my Ace Ventura, which is not the pet detective, like common thought, but the actual dude, his name is Ace Ventura. What album is this anyways? Paradise Engineering. If you want some old school like 90s rave techno that are like 8 to 10 minute long songs of just good techno beat, he's got you covered. Highly recommend going and checking it out.
Those are some long songs, by the way.
Yeah, the entire album is an hour and 21 minutes across 9 songs.
See, I wish
I were an Oscar Mayer wiener.
Actually, you know what?
Big ones, small ones. Oh man, you know what's a great movie? We talked about Demolition Man. If you haven't watched Demolition Man, go watch Demolition Man.
Fucking Demolition Man.
It's a great movie.
Wesley Snipes owned that.
So is The Fifth Element, man. One of these weeks we'll just have a movie podcast, I swear. So, with this week being
cast
crazy,
of really old movies.
I think this is slowly turning into the MST3K Sharks and Things edition.
that's fine with me. I've thought
Well,
about doing
we're not
that.
talking over a movie. We're just talking over each other right now.
I've
We
thought
can
about
change
recording
that.
some
We can find
unauthorized- some unauthorized
unlicensed
commentary.
movies.
So,
Proof is in the pudding.
There we go.
man, you guys are throwing me all off this week. Games came out. This was a big week. It was also kind of strange because this was the week that Target decided to do buy 2, get 1 free, and I almost fell for it several times.
Yeah, but right before Battlefront,
great
of
idea.
course.
So, I'll start with my game because you guys will go endlessly on about your game. I bought Starcraft 2.
That's pretty neat. How neat is that, Cody?
Legacy of the Void is fantastic.
That's just great.
Is it Nito?
It is neato.
Neato, completo, nifty.
It is actually, to be honest, so StarCraft 2, like Wings of Liberty, or Episode 1 as they call it inside the game, came out like 5 years ago at this point. It's still that game. So it's still very good.
There's still stuff.
Yeah, 5 years ago. There's still some sharks and some things happening. Yeah, it's one of those crazy things. Beyond that, the game is pretty good. You can go check out my channel /KegGuyOdin. There is on Tuesday night I recorded about 2 hours of me playing the game. We played some story. We played some multiplayer. I haven't tried the co-op yet. I'd like to try that out at some point in time. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on with that, and it's really cool. Lots of fun.
The co-op. Explain.
So there's this co-op mode where you can go and select like a hero, if you will, which is like Jim Raynor, Kerrigan, Tassadar, and then like the 3 support characters. So the like dwarf-looking dude from the humans.
So is it MOBA-esque then?
No, it's not. So you pick a character, and what happens is they have their own special powers. So that is MOBA-esque. But they also have like unique units. So you're still playing an RTS, you're still playing StarCraft, you're just building unique sets of units for these different heroes. And then like Jim Raynor gets to call in the Hyperion for his special power. And you get to control the Hyperion around the map and take care of objectives. It's pretty cool. I'm kind of excited to play some of that. I was watching some of the a Giant Bomb's quick look of that and watch them play some of that, and that's kind of interesting. I was hoping that one of you folks would have picked up StarCraft 2, and we could have played that, but no.
No, Cody.
I will
would we
be
do that?
picking it up, so don't worry.
Zach will play StarCraft 2 with me. We also took a look at the arcade, because I haven't done that since they introduced the arcade in StarCraft 2. And that's full of some really cool stuff. They have, like, I forgot they added the Warcraft 3 mods to that system. So
all the assets?
Are the assets from Warcraft 3, so you can actually make mods using the Warcraft 3 assets. So someone like built this gigantic map, and there's all that stuff everyone remembers from doing from Warcraft 3, like those endless RPGs you could play, people creating Dota clones, tower defense games. We played on the stream. We played a single player like action RPG game, which was really weird.
But was it a DBZ RPG?
It was not a DBZ RPG. They do have a DBZ RPG.
Okay.
I just didn't want to put players for that. It's really cool. Like the story seems really good so far. I love Protoss. I'm not a good Protoss player because I don't remember to set up warp gates, and I'm trying to reteach myself how to do that. I might stream the entire all 3 of those games back to back. That sounds like a thing to do.
The campaign?
The campaigns from Wings of Liberty and all of that shenanigans.
But we only want that multiplayer. We need to get that multiplayer on. The overlay with like your APM meter too.
I have my APM is like 2, man. I'm there's a reason though why they call me old. Like I just click.
2 actions per minute.
Well, his definition is more of like actions per millennium.
Yeah, that's actually. I have an APM of 500. If you change the M to millennium. Yeah, that game's real good. And Zach, I hope you pick it up because I'd like to do some of the multiplayer in that, or the co-op in that.
Archon mode.
Yeah, Archon mode seems dope, and they're doing Archon mode tournaments.
What's Archon mode?
Archon mode's the 2 players control 1 base.
Yep.
So like Zach and I combined could maybe equal 1 Korean kid.
Probably not.
Probably not. That seems really cool, and I'd like to try that out too before I write up an article about that game.
That seems ridiculous. Have they released any details about that?
Arkham mode's live and out there. I've not
seen that yet.
I was gonna hope to see if there was any at the BlizzCon last week because I was trying to catch up on some BlizzCon news. And so they were talking about Arkham mode and doing some Archon mode tournaments out there. And
so, like, for instance, in the original StarCraft, they had a way with like scripts and triggers on custom maps to trigger an Archon mode, basically, where basically 2 people would be controlling 1 race. Ultimately, they were still limited to the same 200 unit cap, and they could control the same units at the same time. So is all that still the same?
That part I don't know, and that'll be something I want to try out this week, and maybe we'll do that on my Wednesday night stream. We'll try some Archon mode. I would like to know more. I just didn't get that deep into it, and didn't want to try and find like an Archon mode game.
You don't want to play with some random people?
Not really, because I'm terrible, and I would like the person I'm playing with to understand my terribleness. Along with that, though, there's they introduced like a new system that just randomly generates tournaments. So there are always tournaments going on in that game now.
Is that different from like the old ladders, basically?
So the ladder's still going on, but like they just have like a random tournament generator thing that like every time I log in, there's always some type of tournament going on. So it's like a best of 8 1v1 tournament. There's all that stuff going on, 2v2s, single knockout elimination, all that fun stuff is constantly going on, which is really neat.
Sounds like Blizzard's really trying to double down on the esports.
Well, yeah, I mean, but they have like a whole division to dedicate to that. I mean, the thing about StarCraft 2 is that like it's 5 years old at this point in time, and it's kind of what it's going to be. They talked at the StarCraft 2 panel this week, or at BlizzCon, that like they're going to continue doing balance changes. They're going to continue adding and taking out units in like a post, since this is the last StarCraft 2 game there will be. And they're going to do like mission packs and stuff like that, which seems pretty cool. The first one you get to play is as Nova. And you get to like drop nukes on things.
But why is StarCraft 3 not going to be a thing?
Because it's Blizzard.
And it'll take like 10 years.
Yeah.
Or is it they're done with StarCraft?
Yeah. I would like this one reason why I want to see how the story ends, and I'd be like, yeah. So when I finish the story, maybe we'll talk about that. I'm fairly certain that's part of it. Is just the stories there are done for StarCraft, unless they decide to make a world of StarCraft.
Oh God, please no. Please no, Blizzard. No, so there was big life-killing MMO.
There was a panel at BlizzCon called "The World of Overwatch," and they're like, "It's not an MMO. It's not an MMO. It's just a really poorly named thing."
We didn't get to choose the name. Yeah. That's
right.
Well, I think it'd be better if they just released their follow-up, Warcraft World, or Warcraft Worlds. It's essentially World of Warcraft, but you go between different universes.
Yeah, I don't really know
okay with that
in life anymore. Man, my brain just stopped working. So yeah, StarCraft 2. If you like StarCraft 2, go like Legacy of Void is more of that. And the single player. The great thing I love about that game is that the single player is more than just let's play an RTS. There are like unique things they can do in the single player, which are much cooler and awesome. My wife is trying to sneak past us. You could see her scurrying behind me.
Scurry.
Before she heads off to work today. There's some interesting stuff in there, and you get to do really cool things, and you get like the ability to have this ship in orbit that can drop orbital strikes whenever you want. You're like, yo, dog, bomb this thing.
So essentially, like a MOBA power,
nuclear launch.
Like essentially, your R ability.
Kinda, yeah. You can spawn pylons. The ship can just spawn pylons when you need them. You're like, hey, I need a pylon right here. And it's like, okay, cool.
I need additional pylons. All right, here you go, man.
Yeah. It's like, sweet, here you go. Here's some dope new pylons. That's StarCraft 2. If you like StarCraft
of pylons, did you see the ThinkGeek pylon?
Yeah,
oh my god, thing's awesome.
I almost ordered one. So with my collector's edition of StarCraft 2, I got a 25% discount at the Blizzard store, and it's available in there. And I'm like, I could construct additional pylons. That would be great.
Well, you just like started hooking up like pylon to pylon to pylon, so you just have like one giant fleet of pylon hubs.
We'll have to make sure that ends up in the show notes. Make a note of that, Magic Editor man.
I just think the best they missed out on a huge opportunity here. They should have made it a wireless charging pad where it's the pylon in the middle and like a circle around it of the pad where you just set your phone on the pad right by the pylon to get charged up. That would have been brilliant.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that you'd have to have, like your phone would have to have wireless charging.
I mean, they could also have plugins too for the phones that don't wireless charge.
You would also have to have, desk space.
It doesn't have to be that big.
Yeah, I put the link in chat.
Yeah.
In the Twitch chat. So if you're in the chat today, click on that, you can see what we're talking about. We'll put in the show notes for the VOD of this.
Whoa.
That's a lot of woes.
Yeah, whoa.
Whoa, man.
I just wanted to ThinkGeek for like the first time in a very long time.
Oh yeah, in case you didn't know, ThinkGeek was bought by GameStop. Stop. Yes, not the GameStop is the game retailer. Yes.
I wasn't even thinking that. I was just thinking more like
there's a lot of
the redesign.
Yeah. Yeah. That's StarCraft 2. It's more of the same. It's still really good. Go check that thing out if you like StarCraft. I hope that the competitive scene stays long because there's, as much as I like watching MOBAs, there's something super interesting about watching StarCraft 2. They've also changed last little bit here before we move on to what you guys want to talk about this week.
Just don't include me in that.
That's what I was saying. We might want to have Zach actually go first before we kill the podcast.
We're not going to kill it. We're going to bring it new life.
Bring it new life, Mitch. We're throwing away lives as is. We're about to just throw our lives to other people.
So they're messing with the meta for the StarCraft 2 multiplayer. They are like making it so that resource nodes have less resources in them now, and you also start with more resources. They're trying to prevent the turtles. Like they're trying to prevent games to just like the first 5 minutes of most StarCraft games are like watch them build stuff. like watch them.
Yeah, and most games are
Everybody
like
do the
10,
pie
15
along.
minutes long. So.
Yeah, so like the first 5 minutes of that game is like, oh look, he's like the shoutcasters are like, and he's building. It's like a golf game. He's building more workers. Oh, he's going for the double gas, and he's building more workers. Okay.
He's actually micromanaging his SCVs right now. Look at that. Look at him click. His actions per minute are up above 500 right now.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. He's actually
his
not
resources are amazing.
He's not moving anything. He's actually just clicking a lot. Yeah, that's
his actions per minute are astounding.
Yeah. So they are attempting to do some stuff. Yeah. So that's changing in there, and we'll see how that goes. I would be interested to see how that goes going forward. Yeah, that's Starcraft 2. Go buy it if you like Starcraft 2. If you don't like Starcraft 2, you're not going to like this one. So
it's more of the same.
Yeah, it's more the same,
different.
which is still good. I'll be interested to see what more they do after this, because there's some, the mission packs and stuff sound really cool. They're going to do some skins. I'll be super interested to see what goes on. Zach, before we let these two guys go on their little rant, do you have any games you would like to share? Anything new you've done this week?
No.
I saw you were doing some more raiding.
Yeah, that's about it.
Just a single.
Yeah, just WoW and Tor, and that's about it. Nothing really too
no
exciting.
Destiny this week?
I haven't played Destiny in like 2 or 3 weeks.
All the things are going off. Larg. Regardless, Brain. Okay, you two.
All right.
How was Fallout 4?
1 second. Good Lord, is it good? Oh.
It's Fallout 4 is damn near amazing. Damn near. It's almost the best game that I've played in a long ass time.
Yes. Pretty much everything about it is fantastic. Like, within the first probably 10 minutes, I'm like, and then like 5 minutes later, it's
like, whoa, wait.
Like this is legitimately like, this is how I was playing for like the first half hour.
You were playing with a controller?
I bought it yourself. So I bought it on console because I know it was being designed for console in the first place.
Why? Why would you do that to yourself?
Because
it's so damn pretty on the PC.
Stability.
It's so damn stable on the PC too.
So everything I've heard is that the console version is actually the least stable of them all.
I've had little to no bugs. I've had like one bug.
Okay, let's talk about a couple things here, because I am not a Fallout guy. We've had this conversation many a times. Question number 1, would I like this game?
Yes.
Okay, first off, do you like shooting things?
Yes.
Do you like RPGs?
Yes.
Do you like looting things?
Do you like first-person RPGs?
There's not many of them, but yes, I would go with Skyrim was good. Yeah.
Do you like running around, looting all the things, and doing weird quests that actually have a decent storyline?
Maybe.
Do you like building settlements?
I could take it or leave it, really.
Do you like Minecraft?
I used to. Weirdly enough, my OCD on that has gone away.
Yeah, he's lying. He loves the shit out of Minecraft.
Continue, yes.
So, take first-person shooter, RPG, loot happiness, good storyline, and Minecraft, and do that with them.
It's like
it's a very
giant,
pretty
it's a first-person
game.
ADHD experience of a lifetime.
So hang on. So let's roll down Cody's list on why he doesn't like Fallout. Does the shooting actually feel like shooting?
Yes.
So it's not on par with like Call of Duty or Halo, but it's like better than Borderlands, better than any of the previous like Fallout games.
If I point my gun at something and pull the trigger without using VATS, am I going to hit it?
Yes.
Yes.
In fact, I don't use VATS because myself, shooting am more accurate.
Okay.
Because VATS actually induces a panic mode.
I never used VATS. I personally disliked VATS a lot. My only, I think, issue with the game, I haven't played it, so we'll just throw that out there. However, from
Disclaimer.
looking... Huh?
I said disclaimer.
Yes.
Haven't played it yet.
Yes. But looking at some of the technical specifications and stuff, I am highly disappointed that it is on the creation engine still, which is just the Gamebryo engine. It's, on like a 10-year-old game engine, which has its ups and downs. It's awesome for modding purposes because it's going to take very little, effort.
They literally started with the engine for Skyrim, that engine. They took that and they ported it to Xbox One. They were like, let's get this on next gen. We already know it works on PC. We just need to get it to next gen consoles, and then we can build it up from there. In fact, that's probably one of the reasons right now why I think there are so many stability issues with the consoles, and actually far less stability issues and bugs on the PC version than any of their previous games.
Yeah.
Because honestly, in every single Bethesda game prior to Fallout 4, I would run into some sort of bug or hitching or something. It's usually just like reload from a save
usually
or just
physics.
Stop and start. There's lots of physics issues, but when you have so many damn little items, it's really hard to get physics perfect for everything to work. That's why most games you can't interact with a lot of things.
So one thing we talk about here, like the reason why we started this podcast and why we think we're qualified to talk to you about video games, is that like I have a degree in game design, and Zach was working on a degree in game design, and Mitch was working on a degree in game design.
I'm just here for color commentary. And
most of us are also in some form of IT and software development, and which brings the reason why this is circling back around is think about the monstrousness that is QAing a Fallout game or a Skyrim game.
Yeah, screw that job. I would never, ever, ever in a million years want to work doing QA for Bethesda.
Yeah, like
it's like Assassin's Creed Unity bugs the game.
No,
I'm also
that's something different.
I'm also salty that I actually literally, well, I don't know. I was going to say literally can't play the game because my desktop actually doesn't meet minimum requirements.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've got like a 760 and I upgraded my processor, but yeah, I have a really old graphics card and everything runs just fine on it.
It's my RAM. I don't have enough.
How much are you sitting on?
6. Because the board...
I suppose, yeah.
Minimum requirement's 8.
Yeah.
Huh.
So...
Ouch.
So
even consoles have 8.
Granted, well, it's a limitation of my board. The board I'm using can't go above that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm working on it. But I mean, my laptop will run it. But
so
that's a lot of effort.
So let's talk about we're just talking about consoles and the PC and stuff like that. So let's talk about the Bethesda jank and the issues that people are seeing. So the console versions, I know, Matt, you can tell me if you've experienced this, have a lot of really bad like stutter and some like frame dropping. So have you experienced that yet?
So as far as bugs are concerned, I'm just putting this out here forthright. There's very few bugs that I've actually experienced in playing it. There's hiccups more along the frame rate, because when you get into like some wide open areas,
and Matt. Are you playing on an external drive or internal?
I am playing on an internal drive.
Okay, that's actually surprising because for the Xbox version, most people experience the bugs with an internal hard drive.
Oh, I have it on.
Slower.
I have it on a PS. I bought it on PS4.
Well,
PS4 also has its own issues.
Surprised. Because PS4 is where most of the hitching and performance issues were experienced.
Okay, so as far as like performance goes, there are frame rate drops. So normally it runs at about 30 or so, which is fine. I haven't really seen any reason that I would need above that, other than being an elitist. But the frame rate itself, it does drop. So once you get to some pretty big open areas where it's loading huge parts of the map with like 9+ enemies all sitting around you, so there's a lot of AI component to it. It does stutter. That is where you just kind of get that little like, and it'll resume to normal after like the AI dumbs down. But it's like during the game you don't get any real frame rate issues. It's just like when you start throwing AI into the mix, that's when it's just okay. It can get a little stuttery at times, but I've only experienced that maybe 2-3 total times out of my entire Wasteland experience. But
the nice thing is too, like generally with performance issues, those can be patched because they can find like the memory leaks and inefficient code, and they can fix that up and they can patch that. So that should get better.
Yes,
over time.
So have either of you experienced any like game breaking bugs? Is there anything that's like halted your progress entirely?
So I wouldn't say game breaking. I've had I would say inconsistency. So inconsistent missions. Like a good example would be you start a mission for someone, you move off and you get sidetracked like the game forces you to do in the first place. You go do another quest, but that other quest that you had initially started you need to go talk to this person to go ahead and complete it. But the other mission says you need to go talk to this dude and complete it. They're the same person, but they have different answers for each quest. So if you want to complete the quest, you need to talk to them and they go, okay, cool, thank you for doing that. Here's your caps. But the other mission takes priority because what I'm stuck in is to complete the other mission, I have to complete this other mission first because I have no option to choose other than have him come with me as a companion. Because if he has to come with me on a companion for one mission, but every time I talk to him, I don't have the option to close out that other mission. So it's not like a game-breaking bug. It's just an inconsistency with the mission. So with the amount of missions, though, and just the sheer amount of shit, I can see why that would be missed or something that was just kind of gone over of, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter.
So Bethesda games have this history of being jank, right?
Yeah, but that's also
the specific Bethesda.
Yeah, but that's
quality.
like that's the Bethesda appeal. Is there's a certain jankiness that just adds to what makes that game fun and ridiculous. Is all those stupid shitty moments of where you see like a loaf of bread just fly across the screen for no apparent reason.
So okay, but here's the thing. I mean, the Gamebryo engine is what, 8 years old at this point in time? 10
or 11, yeah.
You would assume by now, like, we have better graphics cards, we have better processors, we have better everything. How isn't some of that jank just not, like, worked itself out yet?
So, to be fair, playing on the PC, I have yet to see anything crazy like that. I've yet to do, like, walk over something and everything explodes in the room. I have had one time where physics bugged out, and that was I was at a workshop. I was building up Sanctuary, and I removed a couple of boxes. I scrapped them, and the lantern on top was just floating there. That is literally the only physics glitch I have seen so far.
So you haven't had any like skeletons sitting in the corner just shaking their bones, dancing the mamba or anything?
The only things that I see that are related to that at all are like when I kill somebody and they fall over on steps or something. They'll sometimes like shake on steps. That especially happens in the water. If you have like a landing and somebody falls on the landing, then they'll be splashing around in the water a bit.
Well,
but
that's just
it
what
seems
we do
to
when we die normally.
it seems to be after like a little while that they turn off the sound and stuff because it's no longer noticeable after a bit. But if you look over there, you can still see it just kind of like vibrating and splashing a bit.
So I guess the question still stands. So the PC version's better, apparently. Console versions, have you seen? I'm shaking my mic. I apologize.
Shake.
Like anything, like any other Pile Bunker in the chat's mentioned that he's talking about a mutant chunk a car at him. Chuck,
as in
not chunk.
throw.
Yeah, like weird physics stuff happening. I mean, yes. So we've all seen like the Skyrim videos of a guy with like 1,000 wheels of cheese rolling him down the mountain. And I guess that goes back to the QA thing. Like, how do you test for stuff like that? Like, how do you?
Some man wants to spawn 1,000 wheels of cheese. Render them all.
It does feel like a much more polished version of the game compared to the previous like Bethesda games that are out there. It has far less glitches. Honestly, the only one that has ever annoyed me that I've come across is if I'm rapidly switching between weapons. That's it. It's just once in a while the weapon will just not load. It literally just doesn't come out. I can't shoot it or anything. And then after a couple seconds, I'll see like the character's hands come up as if they're holding the weapon, and then the weapon loads and I'm good.
See, I've only experienced that with the power armor. So, like in the game, you get suits of power armor that before you can use them, you can't just like equip it. It's actually a straight mech suit that you walk into. And sometimes, like when I go to enter in this mech suit, it'll just go like you'll turn the valve, the thing will open up, and you'll do this. You just stand there for a second, like you're in awe of what the hell is this thing. My God, this is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, your character's gotta like enjoy what they're looking.
And it'll just like stall there for a second, and then after like 5 seconds, it's like, all right, let's do this. And then he pops into the power armor. Like there's just it's a sudden delay, but I haven't had that with any of the guns because like the gun switching has been really, really smooth for me on the console end.
Have you guys seen the GIF of the lady who walks up to the power armor?
Oh yeah, that was super funny.
Having a kid walk into power armor, they just grow to adult size.
Just goes fucking.
And then
Tom
the power
Hanks
armor goes invisible, and she's like running across.
That's Bethesda jank at its best, right? Like that's what everyone hopes happens.
That is the best kind.
Yes, but you also have to admit, like that's also like part of the appeal is like all the random glitch and bugs. To me, it just adds more to the Wasteland and just the wackiness of it.
Yeah, I mean, I have to believe that's why they don't weed that stuff out at this point.
Is pure for fun, experience, and entertainment.
But no, purely, I'm actually wondering if somebody was playing on a console for that GIF even, because I have literally not seen any issue like that at all. I've not seen any people going invisible, clothes disappearing, or any weird shit yet.
Well, even on the console end too, I haven't had like glitches. Like I've just had like that occasional frame rate stutter, but I have a feeling a lot of that's going to get hashed out here in a couple of patches.
So let's go back to the initial question I asked. Why should I, as a person who doesn't like Fallout, buy Fallout 4?
Well, your great dislike of Fallout originally, correct me if I'm wrong, stems from the gunplay not being so great.
Is part of it, yes.
The Wasteland just being
a wasteland.
Too much wasteland, too much gray
wasty
and brown. And
I mean,
I think
I like some Bob O'Reilly as much as the next guy, but there's too much of it sometimes.
This Wasteland version is more colorful. By default, it is more colorful than the previous versions. The gunplay is
we're not using Gears of War palettes?
I mean, it still looks, muddy brown and gray for the most part, but there's a lot more colors that pop. Not
like
everything is
the sky is blue. You don't like walk out of a gate, you look up and you're like, yep, I'm still depressed.
Yeah, the sky actually looks like a decent sky. There are buildings that are red, crying out loud. No more of this like everything is yellow and white shit, which was annoying. Playing the original Fallout 3, I mean, playing through that was the color palette was boring. I eventually got the green mod where it threw greenery everywhere and made the game much more playable, I think.
I got very sad not sad, but I was watching Adam Coble play the first little intro bit, and he's walking around before the bombs drop, and he's like, "Look at all the colors that we'll never see ever again." Like that part that bums me out a little bit.
Duke, the colors.
Yeah, it does look. It looks a lot better, and I'm actually really looking forward. So they have this whole settlement system now where you get to build villages and have people populate them and defend,
aka Minecraft mode,
and all that stuff. And I'm really looking forward to the mods people do. Like so far, what I've seen is that there is a size limit right now to the settlements. It's pretty damn huge, but there is an actual limit that you can hit on the number of objects you can put, and there is a mod out there that removes that limit. So somebody has taken that mod, plus another mod that just gave them thousands of the items to build stuff, and then he built the original starting town into this giant fortress. Everything is covered. Every little spot has something going on. There's rooms and hallways everywhere. It is freaking ridiculous. And that runs just fine. No issues. Having that many items.
Then there's the guy that modded in a baseball player.
Oh, yeah.
And got yelled at by Major League Baseball.
Well,
That wasn't even
he got
on
the
my
costume, but like
understanding.
you can actually have like a baseball uniform, like all that stock. I think it was just like a palette swap or something.
So,
Yeah, he just probably
so
changed the texture, if anything.
yeah, so I'm wondering. So this takes place in Boston. For those of you who don't know,
Boston.
Massachusetts.
it's Boston. It's specifically Boston, because it's Fenway Park. But they call it the Fens, which so it makes me wonder if they just could not like secure licenses to that stuff. Like, can't call it Fenway Park.
Well,
Like-
yeah, that'd just add cost to the development.
Like, I'm wondering if that was part of it.
Well, they're not going for like full out authenticity either.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the
It's essentially like a sweet and
Washington,
condensed
DC
version of Boston.
was the capital Wasteland. This is the Commonwealth.
Yeah,
They
but
they like to present an area that looks like a real world area, but in the lore isn't specifically that area. The story so far, I think I've played like 25-ish hours. I haven't really hunted down the main storyline.
well, if it makes you feel any better, I've put in now 35 hours since launch, and I still haven't. I've touched 2 missions out of the entire main storyline. Like, I know absolutely.
Have you gotten to Diamond City yet?
Yes. Oh god, I've explored a whole lot of Wasteland, and I've done some side quests. Man, I have seen some shit. I will keep this as about spoiler free as possible for those who have not enjoyed it yet. But there is some crazy, fucked up shit out there, which just makes you go, what the fuck? Like, I'm just gonna throw out a quick hint here. Go to Swan's Pond. Go to Swan's Pond.
I was watching. So
Go for a nice little boat ride at Swan's Pond.
So maybe I'll buy Fallout 4 today, and maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll stream some of it here on the Sharks and Things.
Absolutely.
I highly recommend the game. Seriously, there's
But I actually want to throw back
everything I need in a game.
So I would say let's just throw the opener for the story is actually a lot better than most Bethesda games in general, because the stories were like interesting, but they weren't like I'm compelled to play because of the story. It's always been fairly gameplay driven as far as Bethesda games are concerned. I don't think anyone actually cared about the Skyrim storyline. We're like, oh my god, this is the best story of all time.
I cared about Skyrim.
Yeah, deep in
It may
my.
not have been the great, but it was.
So there's
okay.
I cared enough about Skyrim to get the mod that keeps a certain individual from dying.
That's a little freakish, actually.
So let's my brain just stopped.
You made Lydia invulnerable, didn't you?
No. No.
Lydia is best.
Okay.
Someone a bit larger. A lot a bit larger.
A lot a bit larger.
Oh, Parthenax?
Yeah.
Okay.
God, my brain just stopped working during the middle of that sentence. So is there anything? Okay, so we'll wrap up the Fallout 4 talk and maybe talk about a couple other things here before we wrap up the podcast for the week.
We may as well just have a additional Fallout forecast. I think we can make that happen.
Fallout forecast. Wow.
Your forecast this week: radiation storms followed by rain.
I have now realized that Matt's puns actually aren't bad. So long as
they're followed up with something.
no, so long as they're not
Intentional?
intended.
There we go.
Intentional.
I didn't even know I punned right now. That's a bad thing.
So here's my question. So
Just in your
Skyrim had these great, cool, extra stuff like the guilds. Is there something like that in Fallout, like the Brotherhood? Not the Brotherhood. The
Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah, the Dark
what I've
Brotherhood
discovered.
was awesome. Is there something like that in Fallout?
Yes.
I don't know if there's a Dark Brotherhood. There are kind of guilds. There's the Minutemen, which is basically a militia of sorts that want to bring everybody together, or interconnected at least, and
Unite the Commonwealth.
Basically, unite the Commonwealth. There's the Brotherhood of Steel, which they are anti-AI, they're anti-robots, and they want to harness technology, but keep it from getting to the point where it did previously that ended up with the bomb.
They're protecting humanity from itself. That's their whole thing.
Yep. There is, I don't know if, I haven't met them yet, but there's the Institute, which is big bad. They're painted as the big bad evil corporation in this. They pump out what are called synths, which are synthetic humans, essentially. They're, basically robots that just follow their command. I've run into the synths themselves only a handful of times, so I don't know much about the Institute. There's also another organization which I ran into called the Railroad, and it seems like they're kind of the balance between the Institute and Brotherhood of Steel, where they're accepting of synths, but they hate the Institute. So I would like to follow that storyline more. I know there are other organizations out there that you can join. I just don't know of them yet.
Yeah, and I've only experienced 2 of those, and I haven't even got into Institute things. Again, trying to keep this as like spoiler free as possible, other than just like general information you would see on the internet. Imagine kind of like Big Brother, but nobody's aware of who it actually is. It's just you. They're supposedly the person who is like watching everybody at all times, or like grabbing key individuals and just making them disappear, and because that actually plays a pretty big part into the story.
Yeah, that's a lot of the rumor that's in the game too. A lot of the people you run into are like, "Oh, beware the Institute. They might kidnap you, or swap out your friends with the synth, and then you'll never know."
Which, when you're kind of paralleling the whole red commie theme, it actually fits right in, especially to Fallout.
So you guys may have done it. You may have convinced me. I may go buy Fallout 4 today.
Right now, all I want to do is I want to go like paint my power armor with Minutemen gray with their logo. I want to go stomp around and go murder a bunch of raiders, gather a bunch of shit, take it to Sanctuary, and build up more turrets.
To be completely honest, I was waiting for you to say I want to paint my power armor red with the blood of my enemies. Is that something I can do? Can I do that in my game? Please
I
send
was
me
going to say, is there splatter effects on the actual armor? There might be. I haven't tested this. Somebody shoot a companion.
I thought you were going to say, like, cadmium yellow or something.
Actually,
there's plenty of different things you can paint.
Actually, let me add this one part in, too. Is, like previous Fallout games, you have companions, but I like that your companions this time around are actually interesting. Where it's more than, hey, you, come with me.
Can we...
well, yeah,
come with me if you want to live.
A simple companion now. The companions have their own stories as well on top of that. Plus, they, depending on what you do, they'll like or dislike you. Eventually, you can get perks from your companions if you get them to like you enough.
Huh. Yeah, and the other thing, too, is they actually attribute perks. So, good example, if you have shitty lockpicking, you have a companion who can actually do very high-end locks. So you actually have somebody to supplement your skills. So it's not just, you are the almighty I-do-everything person, and they just kind of fire a weapon and run around in a circle. They actually do damage. So when they go to shoot, they actually do damage to people. When if you need to get into a door and you're like, I don't want to do this, or if you need somebody to get an item, they can go do that for you. So it actually turns into a little bit of it reminds me of like a Mass Effect 3 kind of tactic way, just without like a cover system. But you can just like issue them to go do things, or like just follow your lead, which is it's actually done pretty well.
Slightly more difficult than like Mass Effect, where you just literally hit a key and they do it, or like do whatever you're pointing at. Whereas this, you have to like look at your companion, hit E, and then point at something else and hit E.
Whenever anyone says "do it," I just think about the Phantom Pain. No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, in the Phantom Pain,
you can get D-Horse. That?
You can get a D-Horse gets an ability.
You know what he is.
Yeah. Snake will literally like, do it, and then he'll poop. Just poops on command. Do it.
You can poop on people's heads. That's why.
Yeah, you
walk over to a downed soldier and shit on his head.
You can also just lay some poop in the ground, and jeeps will hit it and fly off because that's physics.
The Phantom Pain, everybody.
So Fallout 4, I guess it's one of those questions
the
that
Phantom poop.
If you like Fallout, you'll probably like Fallout 4 even better than you ever have before.
Yes.
If you don't like Fallout, maybe give this one a shot. I don't know. We'll wrap up the podcast for this week. Try and keep these things about an hour for those of you who are just joining us for the first time in the podcast world here. Thank you for stopping by. We do this every Sunday morning. Next week is Star Wars Battlefront. I don't know if any of us are planning on picking that game up.
No.
I'm waiting for reviews.
I might play the early access so we have something to talk about next week on that. It means I have to subscribe to the EA Access program. But
I was going to say, do you subscribe to that?
Well, because
No,
if you can convince me to
$5.
enjoy a Battlefield game, I will get it. But if if it plays anything like a Battlefield game where I feel like I'm running around for 12 years doing nothing, only to be taken out by some kind of air vehicle shits and giggles, and I die, and then I have to do that over and over again. So it's like an entire eternity of running a marathon and not actually getting to a finish line.
I'm sorry, Mr. Call of Duty. Get better.
Yeah. So
maybe
one of us will.
That's why I say that.
Maybe one of us will probably me end up playing some of that, so we can have something to talk about that next week. That's really this week's only game being released. So, as far as I know. Beyond that, thank you for tuning in. Glad to have everybody here in the chat today. It's great to see everybody. Once again, also, if you stopped by Extra Life last week, thanks again. That was a blast. We'll try and do something more like that coming up. Maybe do some plans. If you don't already, consider following Sharks and Things on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, at Sharks and Things. Don't forget to hit the fave button.
All the shit.
On all of those things. Would be greatly appreciated. Working on that web presence. Trying to, at least. What do we got coming up this week? Mitch and I on Tuesday night are going to try something new. I'm going to write an RPG, and Mitch is going to help keep me on track.
I get the wall to bounce things off of.
Yeah, I need somebody, and yeah.
So you're going to be playing Fallout 4 and half listening to Cody.
Yeah, that's how my Tuesday night's probably going to go. So we're going to do that.
Maybe. We'll see.
Just a yes or no session. Hey, Mitch, what do you think? Yes.
I've been bouncing around a pen and paper RPG in my head for a while, and I can't keep focused. So we're going to do that on Tuesday nights going for a little while. If you want to come by, hang out for that, we'll try and host it here on Sharks and Things and hopefully on my stream as well. You can find all of our stream links down below. And if you're watching this on Twitch, otherwise I'm twitch.tv/KeguyOdin.
Matt is
who am I? What is he going
S&T. I'm Matt. Zach is twitch.tv/aka Axiom with a 0. And Mitch is Blind One.
Blinded 11458.
Yeah, because numbers. Why not?
Nerd.
If you missed part of this podcast, you want to hear it all again, it'll be available for your ears or your eyes on Tuesday. We'll put the VOD up.
But only one or the other.
You can't do both.
So you have to be watching the video and listening to the audio.
Yeah.
Can't do both.
Anything else we need to talk about, guys, for this week?
Nope, other than when you buy Fallout 4, consider your life to be a complete waste.
If you haven't bought Fallout 4
Not a
yet,
waste.
I'm fairly certain Green Man Gaming has like a 20% off coupon sitting for
Fallout Mitch, 4. It is a waste. It is a wasteland. It is a land of waste.
You're really trying too hard on that one.
I'm not even trying. I
think that's part of the problem.
Before we end this week, I have a serious question for you guys in the chat. I bought a 970. I get a free game with my 970. I either get Battlefield or Rainbow Six Siege, or I get AC Syndicate. I'm leaning towards Syndicate currently. What is your guys' opinion?
I've heard Syndicate is good.
Siege.
The problem
is decent.
Problem I have with selecting Siege right now is like I don't know.
Siege.
I'm not getting Siege, so
Siege is the moment, Cody.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna. It's gonna be one of those wait and see things for Siege.
That's why I don't want to say that's what I'm
going to. I'm not gonna get Syndicate ever, and Assassin's Creed games have no draw for me at all. So Siege, I like. It looks good.
I'd say if you're getting something free, get something with single player, because if Siege becomes a thing with us and multiplayer, you're gonna end up getting it anyway. Whereas we're not going to be able to convince you or peer pressure you into getting Syndicate.
I want to buy Syndicate as it is, so maybe
okay. Then use your free thing on Syndicate.
There we go. Coming up this week, I think that's also it for that. Wednesday night, I'll be streaming some game. Maybe it'll be Fallout 4 as I do my kind of quick impressions of that game. Hopefully, I have some time to formulate some of them.
Yeah, this week I'll probably be playing some Halo 5 multiplayer, and of course Fallout 4. I don't think I'll be streaming my initial playthrough, but I'll be streaming through my second playthrough for sure.
Okay. Zach is always raiding, doing stuff on nights. He's usually streaming that stuff, so go check him out. We're trying to convince Mitch to do something. We don't know what he's going to do yet. And Pile Bunker also
First time.
put in the chat. We'll probably put in the show notes a yes, you can paint your armor red, and that's the first thing I want to do. It's gonna be red.
Yeah.
Load of my enemies. That's gonna wrap it up for the week,
Good.
guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us by listening to this stuff and coming and hanging by the streams. I might stream today since the wife is out, and we'll see what else goes on.
Leave it at that.
Yeah, deuces, everybody.
Take it easy.
Later.
Happy little trees.